Hello, my name is Atwin Davis, and I'm from Saginaw, Michigan. And the reason that I'm sitting down there doing this video, the title of this video is called "What About Us?" See, for far too long, I know all of you are sick of hearing about the coronavirus this, the coronavirus that, recession at hand, depression at hand, and all of this is due to all the negative things we've heard for the last 6, 7, 8 months. There's only two things I want to talk about the coronavirus, because I know we all sick of it. One is there's a 98% chance that everybody will survive the coronavirus, regardless of what their statistical facts are, because you can look at the numbers don't lie. You know, we have 7 billion people on the planet, and if 1% of the population die according to the medical industry, that means 70 million people worldwide are supposed to die. And y'all know we are nowhere near that, so we're just going to leave that alone and talk about the positive things about the coronavirus. There's a 99.9999.4% chance you will never ever come in contact with the coronavirus. But what I want to talk about is a man in the mirror and the women in the mirror. That's me and you. What about us? And what I mean by what about us is just in April alone, they laid off 40 million people. That's a lot of people in 1 month. Our unemployment doubled. And all you hear is just the negative things that the press is releasing. Well, let's talk about how we're going to save us. And with every one of y'all, I want y'all to look at all the different mom and pop shops that have closed up, all the businesses that have closed up, all the people have lost their jobs and their income according to the way things are. Look how empty our parking lots, our malls, and our cities. I know every one of you got a town, a village, a city, a town, or a state. What we have to do to save us is to finally look at the truth and the facts about the truth. How many more of us are going to be at stake? See, I want to ask you a very important question. In America, isn't murder a crime? Why ain't the people that have put this coronavirus out there being punished? I mean, what is an acceptable death? Do you want one of your children to die, or one of your family members to die over something that they pretty much put on us? They want to blame everybody, every excuse on the planet. But folks, be aware. If you really want to know the truth about the coronavirus, is all you have to do is go online and look up the Pediatrics Infectious Disease Journal, and they will tell you the truth that the coronavirus has been around since 1965. It's not something new, and it didn't start in China. But excuses aside, what are we going to do about us? See, they can give us stimulus money. A good example is the president. Let's say we had 400 million people in this country. It's closer to 350, but let's just say 400 million. And if they gave every woman, child, adult male, $1,000 a piece, regardless of the age, that's over $400 billion. That was it. Now that is what we call like the Bible says, if I give you a fish, you eat for a day. But if I teach you how to fish, you eat for a lifetime. That stimulus money is only for 1 month. Most of the people on this in this country are 2 or 3 months behind on their bills. What do you do next? Now, according to fact, our government gave $2.7 trillion to restart America. Not to restart major business, not to restart corporate America, but to help out the people get back on their feet. And to give you an example what that means is, you know, if the president had America on his mind, he would have made sure that each state, regardless of the circumstance of that state, will receive $40 billion. Now, what could our governors do with $40 billion? First of all, that would put millions of people back to work. It would open up all the mom and pop shops. It would open up all the businesses that have closed. But instead, the president passed the buck. And how he passed the buck once he got what he wanted? That's $400 billion. What happened to the $2.2 trillion that he's already got? Folks, we can't keep asking our government to give us money that we don't have. They say we're in debt. We have a deficit, almost $20 trillion. Most of us don't even have an idea what $1 trillion is. But if the governor would have gave that, if the president would have gave us that $2 trillion, to give you an idea how much money that is, if you could spend money, get really good at spending money. If you could spend $350,000 a day, 365 days a year, since Christ, you would be a little more than $1 trillion. How could we be spending that kind of money in less than a couple months with nothing to show for it? We can't. So what do we do about it? We need to sit down and get every man and woman to look in the mirror and start taking care of you, because ain't nobody else gonna look out for you. See, we need to be bonding together to back our governors to sit down there and ask, where is that money? See, because we the one that need that money to open up. The farmers, but like I said again, the mom and pop shops, the businesses that have closed with no idea how they're gonna open back up. You tell us about loans that you can get, but are already gone before the day that the money comes out. We're the last to know. And if we apply for them, we got to go through dance through so many hoops. It's ridiculous. So, what is in mind? Governors cannot open states without the revenue and the capital to make it work. Instead, what did the president tell them? It's your problem. No, it's not the governor's problem. It's not up to us to go to Governor Whitmore and stand and protest and tell her to get the country running, because she don't have the money to get it running. The president should have did his job. Instead of firing the guy that was responsible for making sure that the money get distributed right, he made sure he was the only person in charge. Shouldn't there be an accountability of what the money is? Like I sit down there and tell you, if I had $2 trillion, well, I gave $500 billion to big business, right? Well, I loaned it to them. What does loan mean? Does that mean they're going to pay you back anytime soon? You don't know. See, but if the person that would have been administering that money, it would have went to the governor. So we need to get together and write our governors, write our congressmen, write our senators, and tell them enough is enough. Because in America, nobody is above the law, and nobody should put us in a situation where we're prisoners in our own home. It's time we stop that, because if we don't stop that, they're going to accomplish the very thing that they set out to do. That is to imprison us. That is to make us so we cannot survive. Look around. Crime is going to increase, because I guarantee you, folks, you're going to do whatever it takes to make sure your family gets fed. And if they keep trying to give us stimulus money, that's the fish a day. But if they give us the money to survive, $40 billion, $40 billion would make sure that even when the coronavirus comes back like they projected to come back, there'll be money to stabilize us during that time. But without money, and keep on asking for more money that we don't got, how are we supposed to pay that back? Well, like I said, if the president's idea was to do exactly, put this country back together and put us back on our feet, he would have given that money to us. And here's the immediate impact. When you're doing free money, that's all it is free money. But it does nothing as far as what kind of impact or payback it's going to cause. If you put millions of people back to work, now it creates revenue. Revenue creates taxes. So you get an immediate return on that stimulus money as an investment into America. but just giving it away. What you gonna do for the next 10 years until we get back on our feet? Because one thing is certain, that even though you give us 1 month of money here, 1 month of money there, where is that money coming from? And what are we supposed to do after there's no more money? America needs to go back to work. America needs its businesses opened up. So all of you that's out there, I encourage you to contact anybody and everybody that'll listen all across this country. America is supposed to be free. I wrote a book about that, America, Are We Really Free? Born of Theft and Devastation. And here's the title of my book, and I'm sure all of you can sit down there and get it. It's a one of a kind. Everything in this book speaks to absolute truth backed up by documented facts. Look at us now. We're not free. We're prisoners on one. And it never had to happen. This book came out February of last year. And it tells you all this stuff that was coming before it happened. So if you get it, read it. Folks, it's going to save you a lot of money, but that's not why I'm here about my book. What I'm here about is I am a free American citizen. And I am that first. So I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever your political beliefs is, whatever your religious beliefs are, we are all in the same boat. If we don't do something as we the people, because that's what our government is supposed to be about. We the people. A government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So nobody should be left behind. That was a quote that we learned in the military, no one left behind. But the 99% of the people that pay the bills of this country have been left totally behind. So folks, if you care about what happens to you, if you care what happens to your kids, if you care what happens to their kids, if you care about your future, if you care about your homes, if you care about your cars, and you care about living free, then join the fight. This is not a war of bloodshed. This is a war about knowledge and true facts. And that's what we need. And we need our media to start sitting on there printing the right things about what's going on, because nobody did their homework. Because in our history, with all the diseases and all the plagues and everything else, our country has never shut down for no reason. Okay? When we have millions of deaths in this country every year, we're going to make a big deal out of 100,000, which is not even 10% of the 1% of the million people who take their drugs would have died from anyway. 1 million people die in car accidents every year. Hundreds of thousands of people die from respiratory diseases, flus, anything that you can name that's man-made out there today, lung disease, whatever it may be, but we have no actual facts about the coronavirus. Like I said, folks, do your homework. But right now, we need to stop what's about to happen, which is this devastation of a depression and economic devastation. And that is, we got to tell them to get with the president to find out where exactly that money went, that it didn't go to the American people like it was supposed to. That is a fact. And I don't care where you come from or what you do. The bottom line is, we are all in the same boat. When they lay off people, they're not laying off Democrats. They're laying off Republicans too. They're laying off anybody. It doesn't make any difference what color you are. It's all about, first, we are American citizens. In a land that they fought in 1776 to free us from tyranny, corporate rule, and dictatorship. I'm sorry, it took me a long time to say that, but dictatorship. This is not a dictator. This is a country that's supposed to be built on a foundation of freedom. And I'm going to be free. And I suggest if you want to be free, look in the mirror. Like I said, I didn't come to do this video to get no reaction or a thumbs up. I'm expecting you to sit down there and do what's right for you and your family. To get on the same page and address, we have a problem. And that problem is, y'all need to get together and fix it. And the only way you can fix it is with the money that should have been allocated to do that. Because like I said, they already talking about next stimulus money. But even with that, they were talking about sometime in July. Not immediately, so a lot of people going to lose a lot more. A lot of you, like I say, Republicans, didn't believe in the welfare system. But ain't that's what you're driving us back into without a solution? Raising food stamps and paying rent and all those things. If you want us to be free, then give us a way to be free. If you want us to have the American dream, why are you taking it away from us? Now this is the first of 5 videos. The next one is going to be about why is murder not a crime in this country. You all know if you and I go out there and do a rampage and kill one person, they throw away the key. So why is it that in our country they allow millions of people to be killed by lethal injection or by the drugs that they sit down and administer to us? And if you think I'm lying, you watch everyday television that talk about these blue drugs and everything else, and all of them have one thing in common. There's a 1% chance that you're going to die. Now, 1 out of 100 is not a big number. But think about 1% of 100 million. That's a million people. What is an acceptable death? Why can't they give you the medication instead of treating the symptoms, give you the cures? Because for them, it's job security. And it's time for us to stop them having job security at our expense. I don't know about you guys, but I care about my children and I care about their children. And if we don't do nothing, they are the one that's going to pay the price. So I'm asking, like again, all of you to join us in the fight. I have a website out there called We the People Want Our Freedom and Our Country Back. So far, there's over, at latest, there's almost 700,000 people that have joined that site. There you will get a real education about all the things that you should have known a long time ago. You've seen commercial says that the mind is a terrible thing to waste. But folks, we've lost our common sense. We listen to all the lies and bureaucracy known to man, but nobody has a solution. Why is it so hard to put Americans back to work? We don't care about no daggum immigrants coming in this country. If you are, that's the lying bullcrap that they fed you, because let's face it, are you going to go out there and pick the fruit that you eat? No. Are you going to pick strawberries? Are you going to pick watermelons? Are your children going out there to do that? Picking oranges and apples? Not a chance. So, these people ain't coming over here getting jobs where they getting blue collar jobs and things of that nature. They doing a job that you ain't never going to do in the first place. And if you want to talk about how they talk about the crime and drugs, crime been around here for so long, it's pathetic. Even in the Wild Wild West, they used to shoot people and kill people for their land. Isn't that a crime? That's murder. So crime has been around for a long time. You can't blame it on one specific people and say that's the case. It's not true. So let us deal with fact, not fiction. Okay? The reality is, those people that came over here, them immigrants that were trying to get over here from Mexico, because they said they were carrying drugs and crime and all that stuff, crime has been here. Now, as far as drugs go, everybody knows, if you listen to the news, that there's no way that those people walking hundreds of miles could carry that kind of drugs on their back, when last year, in March and April, back to back, drugs didn't come in from Mexico. They came in through New York on boats. They seized over 107 tons one time, and over 100 tons the next time. And March and April, go back and research it, worth hundreds of millions of dollars. That was in New York, folks. A $23.5 billion walls just to stop people from coming in, when the drug people know they can fly it in, they can truck it in, they can do whatever they want to get it in. Let's deal with facts. We don't need a wall, we need people working. In America, there's enough work and enough jobs in this country, and just rebuilding this country, that'll last a lifetime. So we just got to get on the same page and get past the lie and bull crap and look at the facts. Because I know already that a lot of you going to vote for Donald Trump because he's looking like the great white hope. But the great white hope didn't do what he was supposed to do with the money, that $2 trillion. And until we have an answer for that, what's the point of keep giving stimulus money that's not going where it's supposed to be going? Our government, our governors, our senators, our Congress need to answer for that money, because you are the ones that allocated that money for America, not for corporate America, not for big business America. Because they're going to get their money if all the mom and pops and all the other businesses and small businesses, because that's what make up America. America was built on the free enterprise system. So, for those of you in the news media, whether you CNN, CBS, ABC, whatever your news network is, I hope you get a hold of this. And get with us, we, the people, about what it takes for us to be free, because there is a real solution. And that's all I have to say, folks. If you want to sit down there and check, the name of this video again, folks, is called What About Us? That means you, that means me, that means your family, that means your friends, that means your neighbors, because we all gonna be in the same boat. If a depression hits, we can stop it before it gets there. Recession, we can stop it before it gets there. All we need is facts versus guesses. I can say 15 million people gonna die. Will they? Of course they will eventually. So it's not a lie. But it's not a true fact. We need to deal with facts. There need to be accountability, especially for $2 trillion. Like I said, my next video coming out is going to be murder. Why is it legal in this country? I look forward to seeing you again. If you guys have any questions about the video, please don't sit down there and give me a thumbs up. Contact your people, your government, and say, we need that money to start us. And let our governors know that we support them in this, because they need this money to help us. Not to help big business, but to put us back on our feet. That is, if you teach them how to fish, they fish for a lifetime. And that's what we need. Something that's going to stabilize us, not tease us. Not eat for a day, but eat for a lifetime. And that's how we're going to save our country. Because I tell you what, folks, in We the People, we have a multi-trillion-dollar economic reconstruction program that is going to put hundreds of millions of people back to work and permanent new jobs, health care benefits untold, all 100%, retirement programs unheard of, and people will live in a country that it was originated to be, America, free. We are free citizens of this country, bound by the laws of this country, which is our Constitution. And that's everybody in this state is bound by Constitution. It is your right, it is your privilege, it is your honor, and mine. So, thank you very much for your time. Until next time, thank you.